Have you ever wondered if it's truly halal to perform your Qurbani online without ever seeing the animal you're sacrificing? In this digital age, this question has sparked intense discussion and sometimes confusion among Muslims worldwide. Today, we're going to explore this deeply, with full clarity and compassion, backed by authentic Islamic references from the Quran, Hadith, and the noble examples of the Prophet Muhammad and his companions, so you can approach this matter with confidence and heart. The act of Qurbani, or Adha, is a sacred ritual that commemorates Prophet Ibrahim's unwavering submission to Allah's command, a moment etched deeply in our faith. Allah says in the Quran in Surah As-Safat, verses 102 to 107, the story of Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son out of obedience, teaching us that sacrifice is not just about the animal but about sincere submission and devotion to Allah. Traditionally, the worshipper would personally choose, care for, and slaughter the animal with the intention of seeking Allah's pleasure. But in today's globalized world, many Muslims live far from where suitable animals are available, or they prefer to donate to charities that perform Qurbani on their behalf in countries where the sacrifice benefits those in need. So, can one entrust this act online and still fulfill the religious obligation? Let's start with the key Islamic principles that govern the validity of Qurbani. The slaughter must be done according to Sharia guidelines. The animal must be healthy. The slaughter must be performed by a sane Muslim or a person from the people of the book. The name of Allah must be pronounced at the time of slaughter, and the intention, niyah, of performing Qurbani must be present in the heart of the worshipper. Importantly, the slaughtering itself is an act of worship linked to the intention and consciousness of the person. Now, can the obligation be fulfilled through a trustworthy third party who performs the slaughter on your behalf? The majority of scholars agree that it is permissible to appoint someone else to perform Qurbani for you. This is supported by the practice of the companions of the Prophet, who often entrusted others with the sacrifice when they were unable to perform it themselves, provided the person entrusted follows Islamic guidelines properly. In fact, the Prophet said, "Whoever sends a gift to his family before the Eid prayer should do so, for that is better and more blessed." While this hadith isn't directly about Qurbani, it reflects the permissibility and even virtue of delegating good deeds to others. But what about not seeing the animal at all? This is where trust becomes essential. When you do Qurbani online, you place your trust in a reputable organization or individual who promises to slaughter the animal in accordance with Sharia. Many of these organizations provide live streams, certificates, or detailed reports to assure donors that their sacrifice is genuine and performed correctly. Islam encourages trustworthiness and transparency. Allah says in the Quran, Surah Al-Mutaffifin, verse 1-3, warning against deceit and emphasizing honesty in transactions. So when selecting an online Qurbani provider, make sure they are trustworthy and transparent in their process, so your niyah is honored. Reflect here. Isn't it beautiful that Islam recognizes the realities of our time and allows flexibility in fulfilling worship as long as core conditions are met? The Quran reminds us repeatedly that Allah does not burden a soul beyond its capacity. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:286. The compassion and wisdom of our religion allow for such facilitation while preserving the sanctity of the act. However, some scholars caution that it is preferable, when possible, to personally select and witness the animal to deepen the spiritual connection and fulfill the sunnah of caring for the sacrifice before slaughter. The prophets taught us to treat animals with kindness and dignity, even in the act of sacrifice, emphasizing mercy and respect. Seeing the animal helps reinforce the gratitude and mindfulness embedded in Qurbani. Yet, for many Muslims, especially those living abroad or with limited access, online Qurbani is a valid and practical alternative. It is a way to connect with the global ummah, share blessings with the needy, and fulfill a cherished pillar of faith. The great scholar Imam Ibn Qudamah said that appointing a trustworthy person to slaughter the animal on your behalf is valid, provided the conditions of halal slaughter are met. In conclusion, performing Qurbani online without seeing the animal is halal, as long as you entrust your sacrifice to a reliable and transparent party who follows Sharia guidelines in the slaughter. Your sincere intention, trust in Allah, and care in choosing the right provider complete the worship. This modern approach exemplifies Islam's timeless balance between tradition and ease, personal devotion, and communal responsibility. As you consider your Qurbani this year, may Allah guide you to fulfill it in a way that brings you peace, blessings, and closeness to Him. If this video helped clear your doubts or inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more authentic Islamic guidance that strengthens your faith journey. Until next time, keep your heart sincere, your intentions pure, and your connection with Allah strong. Eid Mubarak.